what you can
I feel like that's something I'm going to end up doing accidentally.
And on block. This is the kind of stuff you can do with a blocked special. It's like, oh, my Yamcha
Mix?
is
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. I'm LotusAsakura, the one who never knows best, and today I'm here to talk to you about Season 4 of Dragon Ball FighterZ. Sort of. Season 4, Season 3.75, Season 3.5.2, Dragon Ball FighterZ 2.0. I don't really know what to call it, man, but this patch for this game has officially been showcased as of today, August 9th, and man, there's so much more jam-packed in here than I could have ever expected, and I don't even know where to begin. I'm not gonna lie, I did watch this on stream today, and we had some serious technical difficulties that ended up causing my stream to explode, and I was very heartbroken and very frustrated. But you know, I've spent some time sulking and I'm over it. Now I'm here to talk to you guys because this patch is still super hype, really exciting. There's a ton of buffs for all kinds of characters and a lot of system mechanic changes, and it's just... we have so much to talk about. I don't know where to start. I guess we can start by talking about some of the system changes to the game, because there are some big changes mechanically to this game that are going to drastically change the way the game plays and the flow and the pace and everything. And there's going to be all types of new combos and block strings, and it's really exciting. There's a lot to talk about. So I think one of the major... I don't want to go through like every single little change because this video could be an hour long of me just gushing, right? But I think one of the major changes that we definitely have to address is the new Z changes that exist in this game that kind of make it look like some sort of Skullgirls or like Marvel vs. Capcom type shit, where you can basically change into your assist character off of special moves, and it looks so crazy. And like, they demonstrated some mix-ups that you could do with that, like with a Yamcha into, you know, a Bardock with the EX Lariat, or like with, you know, with a Trunks' EX Flip and stuff like that. And I just know the creativity for this game is about to go through the roof, and we already have some lab monsters out there that come up with crazy setups, combos, and block strings and mix-ups as it is, despite the fact that they kept nerfing offense in this game. And while I don't agree with every single change that they made to the game, this is one of the ones that I think is really interesting. And I mean, I said I wanted crazier offense, and well, they're certainly gonna give it to us. Also, when it comes to guard cancel, they did change the way that guard cancel worked, or rather, it didn't change guard cancel, they added 2 new guard cancels. Now, I'm not necessarily a fan of these changes on paper and off the examples that we saw, but basically you can now guard cancel in the air, and it works pretty much exactly the way a grounded guard cancel normally works, except in the air. And I already know there's going to be some really wonky and funky situations going on with that, with super dashes flying to the top of the screen like it already did in the demonstration, and it's just, yeah. But they also added a new guard cancel where you can stay with your point character and spend 2 bars and you'll vanish behind your opponent. Now, I know that might sound a little strange and it might sound really resource heavy, and it is, but I can think of some really super specific situational places where this could be useful, like against Gotenks' Ghost Oki, for example, or like they demonstrated it also against like Hellzone mix-ups from Piccolo. But it's still, it just... I just don't think we needed more defensive mechanics in the game, and again, not only is that another defensive mechanic, but it is actively nerfing, I guess, these mix-ups from characters like Gotenks and Piccolo, which it's not like I play those characters to that level to where I'm doing those 50-50s, but it's not that big of a deal, I guess, because it's a 2-bar, you know, it costs 2 bars, like I said, it costs a lot of resource, so it's not something that's going to get spammed quite as frequently. And I know some people can be happy out there with the guard cancels on myself, and no stranger to that, but I don't see this one being used quite as much, but hey, who knows, I could be wrong at that, wrong about that. And there's a bunch of other changes too, like you being able to key charge and you being able to key charge. Can you tell I'm excited? You being able to key charge and cancel it into like a full screen Dragon Rush, and you know, just the fact that they also made moon jumps super easy, where now all you have to do is hold up and S and you get a moon jump. And if you don't know what a moon jump is, well, trust me, you're gonna find out very soon. But it's just like, there's so many little tweaks that they made to the game. I'm just like, this is insane. This is really insane. And and they even buffed sparking. They buffed sparking and limit break, and I don't know why they did that, but I guess it is what it is, I guess. And yeah, man, so lots of mechanic changes to the game, lots of crazy stuff going on, and then we have so many character buffs. In fact, you guys know that if you've been paying attention to my videos and my streams, I've been saying that I don't really want any nerfs for any character. As much as I hate UI Goku, as much as I hate Z Broly, as strong as I think those characters are, I don't really care if they get nerfed or not. Now, I wasn't really expecting them to get buffed, and a couple of characters I don't like did in fact get buffed, but it's not that big of a deal to me because every character got buffed in some form or fashion. Like, literally every character saw some sort of buffs except maybe Gotenks. I think Gotenks is the only character in this entire patch that actually took a bit of a hit, and Roshi's BSS kind of got touched a little bit, but I don't know to what degree yet. But yeah, Super Saiyan Goku, he's got like his 2M. Like, I don't want to go through again, like I said, every single changes, but I'm gonna talk to you guys real quick about some of the big ones that stood out to me. So like Super Saiyan Goku gets his 2M somewhat back. It's not the original 2M that he used to have, but point blank range, it is 10 frames. It doesn't have the same frame data that it used to have on block, but it does have even more range than it had before. So like from a further distance, it could be up to like 17, 18 frames, but it goes a lot further, kind of like Gogeta's 2M does now. Then at point blank range, it is 10 frames, and so many normals got buffed in its patch, bro. Like Vegeta's 5M has a lot more range. Frieza's 5M is pretty much full screen, like literally full screen. A lot of characters 5H's got buffed. Piccolo for some reason is a character who got a ton of buffs again, and I don't know how they keep getting away with this. Piccolo players have had it too good for too long, and they keep downplaying this character, and it keeps working. Somehow, some way, they keep giving this character more combos, and like even though they nerfed his Hellzone mixes and stuff, like players keep figuring out how to do it anyway, and like he keeps getting like more follow-ups and like demon elbow stuff, and like better buffs to his command grab, and his 2M has more range and stuff. He can charge his 5H, and his demon slicers just got better. Like, it's just, you Piccolo players, I don't know how y'all do it, man, but I need some of y'all to start playing Trunks so I can get the same treatment, because man, oh man. And speaking of Trunks, now I did not have my hopes up very high for any big adjustments to Trunks. I wasn't really expecting anything. Of course, I had a number of things on a list of, you know, wishes that I could have granted that would make me really happy, like him having a low 2L, which is not one of the ones that's high on my list, but obviously that would help him out a lot. I don't think he needs it though. Or him having more hit stun on his 5S and his change to future. Not the assist, although I would love that as well, because he did used to have even more hit stun on his assist. It used to be like 70 frames or more back in like the end of season 1. But yeah, when you have Trunks as a point character, having more hits on his 5S and his change to future would be nice so that you can hit confirm that easier. Another thing that would be great is less landing recovery on his flips. That'd be nice. I've always said I wish he had an aerial super, and he still doesn't. However, they did actually buff the frame data of his 2L, so that's now 0 on block, so it's going to be better for staggering and resetting your pressure. His 2M seems to have gotten buffed a little bit. His burning attack actually has a level 2 now, and I wasn't really sure how they were going to do this, but it's pretty sick. They gave Trunks a level 2 super where basically if you just keep holding the button after he does burning attack, he follows it up with like a shining slash. Now, I haven't really been able to determine what kind of damage it does, but basically I feel like this should be akin to, you know, Bardock being able to do Riot Javelin after Saiyan Spirit, or Beerus being able to do the little explosion he does with his finger after his you know, big Wrath God of Destruction. I forget the super, but you know what I'm talking about, right? There's several characters in the game with like follow-ups on their level 1s, and now Trunks has one too, and that actually makes me pretty happy. That wasn't something I really felt like he needed or I was like anticipating or expecting, but I'm not gonna complain. That's definitely a buff. And then his Heat Dome attack got a bit more throw range upward, I guess, which is odd. I don't know if that means I'll be able to snatch people out of the air, but we'll see. And his B assist is a little bit faster. So again, Trunks is one of the characters who got changed the least in this patch, which is interesting considering the kind of changes some characters got. I feel like he was already in a good spot, even if he was overrated. I still feel like he was overrated. But yeah, I can't really complain. I can't really complain. However, when I take a look at the list of changes for characters like Cell, or Piccolo, or Super Saiyan Goku, or Adult Gohan, oh my god, Adult Gohan, I can't help but be just a tad bit envious, just a tad. And of course, as an Android 18 main, this is my channel, so I'm gonna talk about the characters that I play and the ones I'm the most interested in, but you can feel free to check out all the patch notes for yourself. I'll even have some of them on screen, I'm sure, and I'll probably link you the thread in the description down below. But Android 18 actually has a buff to her 5M, which was already a really good button, but it has more range, and it's faster now, so it's very surprising to me because I felt like her 5M was already a great button, and she also had a buff to her command grabs where those are now faster. Now, you know that I've said before that I don't really use her light command grab that much outside of combos just because it's got really poor range. And it didn't get a range buff, but her medium and heavy command grabs are actually faster, so that might be an option that I use a lot more now. And they even buffed her 214L with Android 17, and it has like basically I guess better range on the grounded version. And I guess it just hits higher. It's kind of hard to say. I haven't actually played the patch for myself yet, but stick with me. We'll talk about playing the patch in just a moment. But yeah, and she's also like able to cancel out her barrier with like command grab and her other spells and stuff. And it's I'm talking a mile a minute. You can tell I'm really hyped and really excited. Like I said, I was kind of down and out earlier when my stream failed because over like almost 4,000 of you guys were in the stream earlier, and we were all having such a great time. And then God struck me down in my prime, and I was so sad, but I can't thank you guys enough for the continued support that you can continue to bring to me and the channel and the streams and everything. So I don't want to come off as ungrateful, but I was very sad that our good time got cut short, and my stream died and you got shut down right when they were getting to the Trunks stuff, and I was so distraught. But yeah, I think some of the other characters that we got to talk about are characters like Goku Black. Goku Black is a big one for everybody, right? Did Goku Black finally get those buffs that we've been clamoring for all this time? And the answer is kinda not really. I will say the buffs are interesting. I'm looking forward to playing the character, and I will be playing him probably in the next very ranked video that I do. However, the major changes Goku Black got is that I guess his 2L is a little bit faster. I did say before that he had one of the slowest 2Ls in the game, so it's nice that they actually sped that up a little bit. He's got a new 2S input, so you know that Android 18 has that 2S where she does that key blast that I do all the time that's really plus on block, and I actually catch people with that quite a bit. Now it is reactable with Super Dash, and so you can't get punished off that and sometimes die for, but when placed well, you catch a lot of people slipping with that, and it's something that a lot of people don't know is plus on block. I gotta imagine, unlike with Android 18 though, with Goku Black, especially because from what I've seen it looks kind of slow, more people are going to be aware of it because it's new and they're on the lookout for it. But yeah, he has a 2S input that is now +5 on block, so it's a whole new move that he has that he didn't have before, so that's nice. His 5M has more range and is also faster. No 2L low, which I know is something that people have still been waiting for all this time, but he did get some other interesting changes that I was not expecting, one of which is something that I actually wanted, and you'll see that his God Slicer actually has reduced damage scaling. Now I don't think it's going to be back to the medium starter that it was at the beginning of season 1, however the fact that the combos that you do off God Slicer are in fact going to be doing more damage now is really good, because I was just talking about this in my video how I like doing God Slicer into Trunks' Change the Future Assist, and you confirm off that and get a full combo, so getting better combos off that is really good. Also, he's got a new mechanic with his dive kicks, where off his medium heavy dive kick he can get a super dash back, so if you do a super dash into a dive kick you can get your super dash back after the dive kick, so that's interesting. Kind of reminds me of like Cell getting his options back after the perfect attack in the air. He sped up his command grab, although not by very much. I think it was only by a few frames. And his Holy Light Grenade, this is like the most mind-blowing one to me, not because it's necessarily the biggest change, it's just like the most like out of left field one that I didn't expect. But his Holy Light Grenade super is a DP super now, and he has like this instant transmission that he does, and it's just like not something that I was expecting, but it's whatever. Oh, and how could I almost forgot his instant transmission. You get actual mix, you get float mix up with the instant transmission now, and especially because they made floats so much easier in the game in general, because like I said before, you can just moon jump now with words, English, slow down. 8S, if you push 8S you get moon jump now, so you just and then you instant transmission. It's just, I even saw Sonic Fox saying that they want to get back into the game and that they're trying to play Goku Black. Now, again, I don't know if these changes to Goku Black make him the top tier character people want him to be, or if they even make him like a medium or high tier character. And I mean, I don't even want to talk about tier lists right now because there's so many changes. Like, it's a whole new game. It seems like a whole new game because there's so many characters got so many changes, and the game itself just feels brand new. Like, this really feels like a season 4 to me, or like a Fighters 2.0. The only thing that could put the cherry on top of all this is rollback netcode, which I don't think we're ever gonna get, but a boy can dream. A boy can definitely dream. But yeah, so Goku Black got some changes and some small adjustments to his assist, his B assist and his C assist, but I just they're not anything that I think are gonna put him over the top and make him like a top 3, 5, or even 10 character in the game. But he did become a lot more playable, you know what I'm saying? And the same thing goes for a character like Zamasu, who got some interesting changes, who I think might actually be even more playable now than before, because his flight, it lasts a lot longer, it's a lot faster, he's got more options out of it. The mix is going to be crazy. The damage is already crazy. The mix is going to be crazy. His neutral seems a little bit better, and it's just something that you really got to see to believe. It's truly something. It's truly something. And I think another one of the quick changes I want to talk about is Golden Frieza getting buffed, because now Golden Frieza's timer resets if you swap him out, which is interesting because that already would be powerful enough as it is, on top of the fact that Sparking Blast rather lasts longer, and you know, Sparking increases the duration of Golden Frieza. But now with the new ability to Z change the way that you can off special moves and supers and stuff, it makes it so that you can pretty much get Frieza out whenever you want, damn near, and make Golden Frieza last damn near infinitely. Like, if you play properly, like, you can make it so that Golden Frieza just lasts forever, which sounds very, very dangerous. I think even Goichi made a tweet that made me chuckle, and he was like, I've been playing Frieza since the ancient times, you know, I've just always been a Frieza man. Which, little known fact, some of you might not know this or might not remember this, but when season 3 started, Goichi actually was playing a lot of Frieza. He was playing Bardock, Frieza, and Kefla, I believe, as a team, and he seemed to actually be enjoying Frieza quite a bit. Did not stick with that team for too long, but that was definitely one of the teams I remember him playing, and he did play quite a bit of Frieza. So I don't think Frieza is going to be a character that he actually ends up playing. Maybe he'll test him out and stuff, but yeah, it's things are looking great for Dragon Ball FighterZ right now. It's really, really hype. And I know the hype is here for this game because, like I said, I had nearly 4,000 people. Like, I want to say we capped out at like 3,800, and the stream was still growing. We were still gaining more and more viewers before I tragically had to end. But we were at almost 4,000 viewers. Dotto himself, as you guys know, the big homie, he had like 9,000 viewers at the time. The mainstream itself had like 12,000 viewers, and of course, like Hook, Kami, Lord Knight. Like, there was thousands and tens of thousands of people watching these streams, and it's trending on Twitter right now, and everyone's losing their mind. People can say that this game's dead all they want. People can act like they don't like this game, like this game's not sick, like it's not hype, like they weren't trying to play it. And some people did fall off, but the hype is back, and people are definitely on board. Even Leffen, I think, right now is recording, is streaming and talking about the game and shit. And it's just like, you know what I'm saying, everybody's hyped for the game, man. Like, the online can still use some improvements, but Dragon Ball FighterZ, man, it's truly one of the greatest games that I've ever gotten to experience, and I love it to death, and I'm really, really excited. And I could just sit here and gush all day long. Like I said, my mind is all over the place right now. There's so many changes that were made. I don't even know really where I want to go next with this. But I think the last thing I want to touch on is that Z Broly got buffed. So, you know. Oh, actually, the last character I want to talk about is Videl. Videl is a character who I was playing just the other day in my last video, and I said that I wanted her to get buffed. She and Goku Black were the two characters I wanted buffed the most, and she did get buffed. And one of the buffs they gave her is actually something that I think I'm going to enjoy quite a bit. Isn't quite what I wanted, but I think it'll be sufficient for now. We'll see how I feel about it as time goes on. I actually get my hands on the patch and playing it, but she can now do her DP out of her reflect, or her dodge rather, like by canceling it with S. So if you do dodge and you dodge successfully and then push S again, you get a DP. And not only do you get the DP, but the DP is way faster. Now, this is not the best option I feel like they could have come up with, but it's a seemingly decent option nonetheless. They also buffed her 5M a little bit, gave her more range on her 5H, and that was a very common trend, was characters getting buffs to their 5Ms and their 5Hs. So I guess we're going to be seeing a lot more footsies, quote unquote, I guess. I don't really know, but yeah, a little bit more damage as well. And I think those were like the pretty major things that she got. So yeah, and like I said, every character in this game got buffed in some form or fashion, it seems like. And I think the only character that is maybe slightly actually worse is kind of Roshi because of the assist, and maybe Gotenks. So shout out LK, I don't know why they did this to you, but other than that, man, it's hype. It's an exciting time to be a Dragon Ball FighterZ fan, a Dragon Ball FighterZ player, and definitely a Dragon Ball FighterZ YouTuber and streamer. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm sure by now, if you guys haven't already heard, if you didn't already know, and you're still wondering, Lotus, when does the patch go live? Most of you probably already know by now, and you probably already mentioned it down in the comments down below, but the patch is actually out right now. You can go and play the patch right now, and the only reason why I'm not playing is because I'm recording this video, and I'm late to the party, and I'm getting this video out for you guys, but the patch is actually live right now. It's supposed to go live tomorrow, but it is actually playable right now on both console and PC. So go ahead, download it, install it, and let's go out and play some Dragon Ball. Word to Rufomonger. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Hit the video with a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already so you can stay tuned for all this content I'm bringing you. And with all that being said, that's pretty much all for today. And remember, nothing happens to you swing the bat. Later.